All right, Pilsy, let's get back to our NHL draft rankings here on the Locked On Senators podcast. Coming in at number 46, a very interesting story with William Horcoff playing left wing at the University of Michigan. He grew up as a centerman, just like his dad, Sean Horcoff, long-time NHLer, most notably, I'd say, with the Edmonton Oilers. And now William is already done half the season of college hockey, even though it was a surprising decision for him to move halfway through the year from the USNTDP.
Yeah, Ross, I'm trying to think of through, and you would know this better than I would, through our entire experience of prospect profiles, have we ever seen a player leave the NTDP in the middle of a season?
Not that I can remember. This is a pretty unique case, and it's an earlier birthday. William Horcoff is born in January, and the way he explained it in a feature we watched this morning was that they obviously do school at the USNTDP, and he was able to fast track his high school education to be able to graduate. And once that happened, he saw there was an opportunity for him to fast track his commitment to Michigan. They wanted him. He wanted to be there. And ipso facto, you've got a guy who jumped in and ended up playing in the second half of the season, 18 games for the Michigan Wolverines, had 4 goals, 10 points, -4 and 6 penalty minutes. And he kind of tapered off towards the end of the season, kind of came in guns blazing, had the adrenaline, if you will, when he made the jump, had a goal and an assist in his first game in only 9 minutes and 19 seconds. And that game was outdoors.
Yeah.
Like, it was just completely a perfect start for William Horcoff. And then in his third game gets an assist, fourth game gets an assist, and then a goal in his fifth game. So he jumped out with 5 points in his first 5 games of college hockey, and then only had 5 in his last 13.
Yeah, and I think, Ross, when he was with the program, I believe he was playing center, and I don't think things were really working out the way maybe he thought, or maybe the way the program thought, and maybe this is just speculation. I don't know this, but I assume there was probably a mutual decision to be like, hey, this isn't working out the best for either side. If you want to fast track or go the school route to Michigan earlier, I think that might benefit both parties here. And I mean, 10 points in 18 games is pretty good. Like you mentioned, hot start. But William Horcoff is an interesting player because he's got that size. What do we have him as, Ross? 6'4", 181. Like, he's a big kid. And he's more of a power forward type player. He uses his size to battle in front of the net. He's able to score through banging away at rebounds or deflecting the puck in. He does have some decent playmaking skills, but really, Ross, I think this is going to be a guy that's going to be a net front presence on the second power play unit, because I think he's got to work on improving his pace. Both Scott Wheeler and Corey Pronman concerned about his pace of play. And I do think that he's going to have to find ways to score goals and get shots from farther than just a couple feet within the slot.
His shooting percentage is great, though. He's got a plus shot, in my opinion, as a prospect. And Corey Pronman is the highest on him out of all of our scouts. Craig Button has him at 42. Pronman at 30, by the way. Bob McKenzie on his midterms had him at 50. Scott Wheeler at 54. McKean's at 61. And Elite Prospects at 64. I would say maybe a lower ceiling than others in this range, but I do think he's a pro hockey player, just from the build, the maturity, I'm sure, learning from his dad over the years, who also played a hard-nosed, gritty style of game. He's going to find his way into an NHL role. I don't know when it will be, but if you draft this player, I think you're penciling him in a bottom 6 role maybe 4 years down the road.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've got him, Ross. I think he's going to improve a lot now that he's at Michigan and now that he knows he's going to be there. I think that switch in the middle of the season probably is tough on a kid at this stage in their development. I got him as a middle 6 winger. This isn't a guy I think the Sens should target, though. They've got big left shot players in their system, and I think he's going to go in the middle of the second round. So I don't see really the fit here for the Sens. I got him at 3 out of 5 stars.
Do you think this is a situation where he's in Ann Arbor at the program, he's at Michigan? Oh, his dad is in management with the Detroit Red Wings, who have a very deep prospect pool. What I'm getting at not only is the fact that it's pretty common for players, not always their sons, but players with relationships to their NHL teams end up somehow finding their way there. But I also think that William Horcoff should go to a team that already has top-end talent in their prospect pool, where he's not going to be expected to be a top 3 prospect in a prospect pool. Just fit in and be a role player at the next level.
Yeah, I think maybe a contending team that's trying to really take a home run swing on a pick because they have a shallow prospect pool maybe wouldn't go this route. But Ross, to spin zone it, maybe that is a team that would pick him because they could be like, look, he's got the size. His dad was a longtime pro. He's developing at a good school in Michigan. So maybe this is a guy we can get in our bottom 6 playing on an entry-level deal to save us some money. So it depends on what approach you have here. But yeah, he's an interesting prospect for sure.
Well, we know that Senators general manager Steve Staios would know William Horcoff well. He's probably running around the dressing room in Edmonton when those two played together. Both were a part of the Oilers' run to a Stanley Cup final in 2006. Sean Horcoff, William's dad, played for the Oilers from 2000 all the way until 2013, whereas Steve Staios was with the Oilers for a good portion of that. Staios was with the Oilers from 2001 until 2010. So they pretty much coincided their time. So Steve Staios would have a good sense of the person that William Horcoff is. And we know that he's the type of player that NHL teams do covet, from the fact that he's got bloodlines all the way to the fact that he is a hard-nosed player. So with an average ranking of 50.17, William Horcoff comes into our draft rankings at number 46.